Okay, day two of sorry, try this again. Day two of the world building project. As I continue to create the show Bible for my Christmas comic, Captain Yuletide, as a bit of practice for creating a Bible for a bigger project. But I still want to do this, so for this project, so it's not like I'm wasting my time here. So my name is, of course, Troy A, Shadow Electronics, various names I don't want to say on the show. And I got a couple of character model sheets done today, which isn't too bad. I finished Mitch's. You saw part one. I think you may have caught a bit of Mitch before. So I finished Mitch off, and so I drew from the other two angles, and then with the cape. I also had did a little had to fix some of the coloring here, because when I first doing the comic, I gave them regular Caucasian skin, but then I started thinking of things. So I started thinking, are people going to start at some point asking me for black elves or Latino elves? And they're elves; they're not even white people. So then I'm thinking, okay, so how does he have a white person's complexion? So I kind of borrowed a bit from their more mythical brethren, because of course Christmas elves are not the same as Middle Earth elves. And I had a little golden hue to the complexion, and that's something that I couldn't do quite as easily with the coloring pencils as I do with Clip Studio paints. So I just had to mix in a little golden orange with the regular peach color. Yeah, fun fact. Everybody says we're white people. According to this, you can't see the printing, but according to this, we're actually peach people. So, but then I don't use the color black for black people either. So, the race war the whole race thing has never made any sense to me anyway, but that's enough of that garbage. You're not here for politics. You're here for superheroes. And, no, but I figured they shouldn't. Why would they have Caucasian skin? So for this last issue that I did, I gave them this hue, and I'm going to take and go through the other ones and do that too, because I didn't think about that until I started coloring. Probably the first page that elves appeared on. So I think even the cover had regular Caucasian skin. But that's kind of things I'm thinking about. It's like sometimes I think about it because it's interesting behind the scenes stuff, sometimes interesting in the story, which is how Captain Yuletide, from this guy onward, I thought more about the costume. He has a generic superhero costume, and now I'm going to have to kind of retcon that. Why does he have that costume when the others have costumes that are more connected to themselves? For example, let me show you this here. This is panel from issue number 2, and his character arc was all about, well, he felt small and weak, and so when he became Captain Yuletide, he became really strong. So he got like a weightlifter's belt, and this here is green, and then this is the typical red, and it's just design. Like Deanna this year, she loves white Christmases and snow, and I was originally going to give her something that looked like a snow jacket. It didn't look right, so I gave her something. So I went with something more of an ice skater, because I was sending her to the middle of summer, and she's wearing something akin to a winter coat. But I did give her cape actually has a hood that she could put over it. But so that was kind of my leftover from that. And then that's kind of thing about. And then Yuli was the very first Captain Yuletide, so he has his costume was the most ornate, I guess you'd say. So that's kind of the world building that it already started doing with issue number 2, that each elf would have its own costume. So I'm kind of retconning that. I'm kind of doing a lot of reverse engineering. I mean, I don't have any character sheets for Zek, so I've got to I'm going to kind of reverse engineer this panel for Zach, and then this page here for what does he look like when he's dressed up, when he's in his normal elf form. And I already did that today for Santa Claus. And it's kind of interesting. I've said this before. Drawing fat people, or maybe it's just me, but drawing people who are a bit more overweight is just somehow different. It's not as easy as you'd think to make them look good, even in this very simplistic cartoonish style. But yeah, I kind of I'm not thinking about it. I didn't do this hair right here. I need to fix that before I go to bed. But to see where it pops out here, I forgot to do that here, so I got to fix that. And put a little bit of red in his cheeks and his nose, just like "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Cheeks are like roses, nose like a cherry. So I thought of that in there. But I'm basically reverse engineering Santa Claus, Zach, and all the villains who appeared in the first 2 issues. Of course, the Dr. Carbanoid in #1, which I'd like to use again because a cyborg who hates Christmas. Yeah, I can have some fun with that. And then issue 2, I had the Krampus, and I'm going to make their character models too in case I ever want to use them again. So I'm basically reverse engineering these designs, which is a bit different. How many people reverse engineer their story Bibles? But that's kind of what I'm doing here. And then with future big projects, even if you create a story Bible, you don't want to get everything in there in one shot. So you're basically at some point going to be reverse engineering, saying, well, I've added this to the lore. Well, now I got to put it in the book somehow. So that's when I wasn't in there before. So basically I'm training myself to reverse engineer already too. So this actually may be more beneficial now I think about it. But yeah, so I got Santa Claus and Mitch done. So I gotta fix the area here. And tomorrow I plan to work on Zach's, and I'm gonna reverse engineer his design. But I have to go into the old comic, the final PDF file comic, and look to see exactly how the colors were set up here, so that I can do that properly. So that's kind of where we stand right now. Is I'm reverse engineering stuff to create characters, and I've got 2 down. I've got Zach's 2 forms, Dr. Carbanoid, Krampus, and I'm thinking I might do Mrs. Claus. And then those are the ones, even though she's never showed up in the comic, I have a feeling I might want to use her, so I definitely want to put her in there. And then I'll pretty much be done with making the character sheets. Then I just got to put the information, start coming up with their backstories. They're not very intense backstories, but I still want to do something in there. And then I start focus on the heavy writing part, which is creating the lore. And if there's at some point I'll start working on designing the characters for the next issue of Captain Yuletide and getting them done. I don't know if I'll do that right away after I finish everything else, or wait until after I do the next comic, which doesn't need a Bible, which is why I'm doing the Bible for this. Kind of get this done, and so that when I go to work on Captain Yuletide for Christmas, it's ready. The thing is, Christmas story is tough for me to think about Christmas this early in the year, so that's why it's easier to reverse engineer. The designs are pretty much done. I just got to commit them to character sheets. I'm creating the new characters. I'm going to wait till closer to Christmas and when I finalize the story and what I'm going to do there. So that's my report for today. I think it's a short one. I got to do it this way. I don't see a timer on here, but yeah, if you want to check out more, if you want to check out Captain Yuletide, I'll put a end card in for as long as they're allowed to use end cards. If you want to see, you can also from there go check out the rest of my website, bwspotlight.com, with all of my articles, comics, and video work. The articles take up quite a bit of time. And if you want to see that, want to support the work, patreon.com/bwspotlight. I don't know, just throwing that out there. But basically, Captain Yuletide comics are free if you want to check those out. They're just a little Christmas present I make for my readers. And so I'll be back tomorrow with another report, which will hopefully be at least 2 more character sheets. So I'm going to fix this up, go to bed tomorrow, wake up, write my articles for the day, and do some more world building. Thanks for tuning in.